friends, and welcome back to our lessons from englishlime. So today we are going to talk about infinitives and gerunds. What does it mean, infinitive or gerund? So I will explain to you very quickly what does it mean, infinitive and gerund. So for example, if I write the verb to dance, this is infinitive. We have to and normal verb, verb 1, dance. To dance, right? To dance, American pronunciation. To dance, British pronunciation. So you can say dance or dance. So to dance. And also I can say like dancing. Dancing. So this is gerund. This is infinitive, this is gerund. Gerund means we add ing to the main verb and it is like noun. So it is like noun. For example, I will write two sentences. You can say, I like to dance. So we used here to dance. So this is infinitive, right? This is infinitive. And you can say, I like dancing. I like dancing. So we used gerund here, dancing, verb ing. So this is gerund. And if you compare two sentences, the meaning is completely the same. That's why you can use two forms, to dance or dancing, right? I like to do what? And I like what? I like to read. I like reading. I like to swim. I like swimming. This is infinitive with to, and this is gerund ing, verb ing. So today, what are we going to talk about? We are going to talk about these verbs because there are some verbs that after which we use just infinitive, and after some verbs we use just gerund. So in this case we can use both. For example, the verb like, you can use infinitive after like, or you can say you can use gerund after like, right? So today we are going to talk about these verbs and to understand, should I use gerund or infinitive after this verb? So are you ready? All right. So we will start. First I will clean this board. So the first group is the group of verbs after which we use infinitives. So I will write number 1 here, and the verbs are the following. The first word, want. Want. Next, hope. Let me write them for you first. Next, need. Plan. Expect. Next, promise. These are verbs. Promise. Decide. 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 Next one, offer. Next, refuse. Refuse. So if you don't know the translation, you can stop the video and translate the video, all right? So next, try. Try. Next, forget. Forget. And then last one is learn. So we have want, hope, need, plan, expect, promise, decide, offer, refuse, try, forget, learn. So after these verbs, we use infinitives. I will write it. Infinitives. Or infinitive. It means the verb will start with to. Alright? For example, let me write some sentences for you. I want, so I use the verb want. I want to go home. So you see, I have the verb want, right? This is the first group of the verbs that after which I have to use infinitive. That's why I say, I want to go home, right? I want to watch a film. I want to drink some water. Or I want to meet with my friends, right? I want to. Actually, automatically, you use already to. Like, you don't know it, but you never say, like, I want going home or something. I want to go home. I want to drink some water, right? So, I want to go home. One more example. I need to go home. I hope to pass this exam. Or she decided to sell her car. So let me write it. So she decided to sell her car. Okay, we have the main verb is decide. In the past simple, that's where we add ed. She decided. This is the first group of the verbs. So that's why after decided, we use infinitive. And infinitive is to sell, right? You see, decide, infinitive, to sell. So these verbs are used like the following way. After them, you use infinitives. Next example. He promised to call me. You can use it in the past, in the present, in the future. So these verbs can change, okay? For example, she will learn to drive a car. She will learn to drive a car. Or he, let me write it, he. He will learn to drive a car. So, where is the main verb? Learn. Learn, learn. And we used future form, right? So, here we used present, here we use past, here we use future. So, you can use these verbs in different tenses. In the past, in the present, in the future. But the main rule, after these verbs, you use infinitive. So, where is infinitive here? To drive, not driving. To drive. She or he will learn to drive a car. Next month, maybe, right? So, you see, all the verbs are here. After them, you don't change anything, just infinitive. To go, to sell, to drive. Alright? Infinitive. I think it's very easy. And I gave you examples that these verbs can change, right? You don't use only in present. I decide, I want, I learn. I will learn, I learn, I will decide, I decided. Or I wanted, I will want, or I want. Right? You play with these verbs. Alright, now look at these examples. I will write the second group of the verbs for gerunds. Alright, so I will clean it. Just the examples. These verbs can stay here. So, my friends, you are ready for the second group. Second group is, so let me write the verbs first. The verbs are the following. So, enjoy. Next, mind. Mind. Next, stop. Next, finish. And one more, suggest. Suggest. So after these verbs, we use gerunds, or I will write this, gerund. It means you will have like verb plus ing, right? So, let me write some examples for you. I enjoy dancing, right? I enjoy dancing. Do you remember the sentence with I like dancing? So, I enjoy dancing. So, what does it mean, enjoy? Enjoy, it means you love it so much. It's like your favorite activity. I enjoy is like the same like love, but it's more about hobby. I enjoy it. I love doing it. I enjoy dancing. So we have enjoy here. After enjoy, this is the second group of the verb. We use gerund. Gerund, verb ing. Dancing. I enjoy dancing. Next, mind. Mind can be a noun or a verb. So here we use it like a verb. Mind means kind of a to be against. Like I don't want it, right? I mind. But usually in the speaking, like in everyday speaking, we hear the negative form with the verb mind. For example, I don't mind getting up early. Let me write this example for you. I don't mind getting up early. So I use getting. Getting up early. So where is the verb? Mind. Mind. I use negative form. As I told you, you can play with these verbs. It can be in the past, in the present, in the future. It can be positive sentence or a negative sentence. Right here we use the negative one. I don't mind. All right, mind. Okay, second group of the verb, gerund, getting. I don't mind getting up. This is a phrasal verb. Get up early, wake up early, right? So it means I'm not against. For me, it's not a problem to get up early. It's very easy to get up early. I don't mind getting up early. I don't mind going to the cinema, right? I don't mind you're smoking. No problem for me. You can smoke, right? Sometimes we can hear the questions like, do you mind my calling? Do you mind my coming? Is it okay if I come? All right. So try to use it in a negative way, so it will be more natural. All right. Stop. It stopped raining. For example, it impersonal. It stopped raining. Okay, it stopped raining. I use the verb stop next here, right? And I use it in the past, and we doubled the letter P. Stopped. It stopped. All right, stop here. Gerund, ing. It stopped raining. But, my friends, I want to explain to you something. That sometimes the verb stop can be used in a different meaning. For example, it stopped raining, all right. Imagine I'll have this kind of sentence. He stopped drinking coffee. Or he stopped smoking. Or he stopped reading. Okay, let me write it like drinking coffee. Okay, we see the verb stop, all right, stop. After it, we use gerund, ing, all right, correct, right? He stopped drinking coffee. It means that he was drinking coffee and then he stopped it. He put it on the table. He stopped the activity, all right? There was a process already. Plus, we can have this type of sentence. I will write it like exception. He stopped to drink coffee. All right, teacher, you told us that after stop we use gerund. What does it mean to drink? So that's why I put it like a little star to show that it's an exception. If you see this type of sentence, the meaning is a little bit different. It doesn't mean that you stop the process. It means you are going, and suddenly you stopped. Why? For what purpose? To drink coffee. Then you take your coffee and drink it. So this is purpose sentences. This is a purpose sentence. And you remember that in purpose sentence, we use infinitive. With what purpose did he stop? He stopped. He is going, and then he was going, and then he stopped. All right, he stopped. Why? To drink coffee, right? But if you say he stopped drinking, here, he was drinking already. Drinking, and then he stopped it. All right? That is the difference. This is an exception with the verb stop. It can be used with infinitive at the end or gerund, but the meaning is different. All right? So remember this exception sentence. All right, and one more example. He finished reading. He or she suggested going to the cinema. So this is plus. Okay? Don't confuse it. He suggested going to the cinema. All right? Or and so on. So I suggest doing this exercise. All right? So very easy. So one more time. These verbs: enjoy, mind, stop, finish, suggest. Try to remember these verbs and try to practice them with sentences. All right. Are you ready for the last one, the third group of verbs? All right. Now I will clean these examples. And we start talking about the third group of verbs. So, all right. It's going good so far. Number three. Number three is, I will write the verbs after which we can use both infinitives and gerunds. So the verbs are the following. Like, do you remember the example with I like dancing? I like to dance. Next, prefer. Prefer. Next, love. Next, hate. All right, start. Begin. And continue. So after these group of verbs, we use both infinitives, infinitive, or gerund. So, it can be used like that, to, or, plus ing. Okay, both. So after these verbs, you can use both constructions. Infinitive verb, like form of infinitive, or gerund. Remember the example. I like to dance. I like dancing. Why I used both sentences? Because we have the verb like, right? Or I love to swim. Let me write it for you. I love to swim. Infinitive. Or I love swimming. I love swimming. We doubled M letter. So we have the verb love, both, and we can use infinitive or we can use gerund, and the meaning will be the same, right? But I prefer using ing form. I think it's like next level of speaking. Try to use with ing, then your speech will sound I don't know, I think more natural maybe. So next, I hate to get up early. I hate getting up early. I don't like it, right? One more time. I prefer to travel by car. It means I love it more, right? It's my choice. I prefer to travel by car, or I prefer traveling. I prefer traveling by car. So, you see, the same verb prefer we use with infinitive or gerund. Sometimes you can write with one L. In British variant with double L letter. Alright? So one more time. The verbs are like, prefer, love, hate, start, begin, continue. The same, do you remember the sentence? It stopped raining. Let me write the example about rain. For example, it started. It started raining. It stopped raining. It started raining. Gerund raining. Plus you can use also infinitive. You can say it started to rain. But here you can't say it stopped to rain. It stopped raining. It started raining, it started to rain, because this is the verb from the third group of verbs that we can use both after infinitive or gerund. So I hope you can differentiate now. What does it mean, infinitive or gerund? Alright, so my friends, these are three groups of verbs after which we use infinitives or gerunds or both, infinitive or gerund. So try to memorize these verbs. First, you translate all the verbs. You should know their translations, and then try to make sentences and try to say them and try to connect them with your real life. And the more you practice, the better it will stay in your mind. You will never say, I want going out. You will say, I want to go out. You'll never say, I enjoy to read. No, I enjoy reading. So practice, practice, and practice. It should stay in your tongue. It should be automatical, because when you say, when you tell, when you make many sentences, it will be so comfortable to make these sentences with the correct form of the verb, right? So after these verbs we use to, verb infinitive. After these verbs we use gerunds, verb ing. After these verbs we can use gerund or we can use infinitive. To blah blah or verb blah 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 ing. To dance, dancing. Alright? So look at the board one more time. I hope everything was clear. I won't clean these sentences. The main thing, you have to look at the verbs and memorize them. So make minimum one sentence with each verb, and at the end add infinitive or gerund. So you will have, I think you'll have many sentences, but one sentence with one verb. Practice, say it loudly, try to memorize it, try to remember, and try to connect it with your real life. So thank you very much. I hope it was very easy to understand, and I hope to see you in our next lesson. Take care, my friends.